Hi guys, welcome to my channel Creatively Expressive. My name is Amy and today I'm sharing my second in a series of 3 snowman DIYs videos that I have for you guys. In today's video, I will be using an ornament from the Dollar Tree to make 2 different types of snowmen. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, then please stick around. For the first project, I am using 2 car cloths from the Dollar Tree, a 9-inch styrofoam ball, a snowman head ornament from the Dollar Tree, this Christmas booties ornament from the Dollar Tree, and a pair of red and white striped socks. First, I am going to mark a spot on the styrofoam ball. Then I measure the circumference of the ball and then mark another line halfway across the ball from the first line that I marked. Then I make an indentation all around the ball matching up the 2 lines that I marked. This way I can easily find the center of the ball. Now I'm going to take my first car cloth and glue it to 1/2 of the ball. And this cloth has already been cut because I used it for some other project in the past. I'm going to start by putting some hot glue in the indentation and then sticking the cloth to the glue. I started out working with a high temperature glue gun, but I end up switching to a low temperature glue gun in just a minute since I am working with styrofoam. To make sure I don't get any wrinkles in my cloth when sticking it to the ball, I am stretching the cloth as I stick it down to the glue. And again, this helps to prevent me from getting any big wrinkles along that glue line. So I'm applying the glue to the indentation line and then stretching the fabric and sticking it down. Once I have the first cloth glued to the first side of the ball, I will cut away all the excess cloth. Now I'm using a 12-inch wooden dowel that came in a pack of multiple sizes, and I am using the largest one that came in that pack. I'm going to mark the center of the dowel, and then I use my miter shears to cut the dowel in half. And then I will cut the hanger off of the booty ornament. Now I'm going to cut the heel and toe area off of one of the socks and then cut the top area of the sock into 2 equal-sized pieces. Then you want to turn each piece inside out and put a line of hot glue along the unfinished edge and then stick the 2 edges together. Let the glue dry and then turn the pieces right side out. Now I'm going to take the 2 6-inch dowels and glue them into the center of each booty. To give the booties some weight, I will fill each one with these glass gems that you can find at the Dollar Tree. Then I will cover the 2 dowels with the sock halves. To cover up the open tops of the booties, I will use this piece of white fur that I had cut off of a Santa hat from the Dollar Tree for a previous project. I wrap the fur around the booty to see how long of a piece I need and then cut it. Then I will cut the second piece to the same length. Before covering the shoes with the fur, I will cut off the little bows off of the booties. Now I fold the fur piece in half with the fur sides touching, and then put a line of hot glue along the edge to stick the two ends together. I'll do the same thing with the second piece of fur, and when the glue has cooled, I will turn the fur right side out. Then I put the fur over the shoe with the finished edge at the bottom and the unfinished edge at the top. Then I tuck the top of the fur down into the shoe and line up the bottom edge with the bottom edge of the fur that was already on the shoe. Then to make sure the fur stays put, I will put dots of hot glue on the back, sides, and front and stick the new piece of fur down to the shoe. Then I glue the bow that I cut off of the booties back onto the newly covered shoe. And now we have two snowman legs. Before covering the second side of the styrofoam ball with fur, I want to mark where the legs will go. So I put the legs next to each other and then press the ball onto the legs, marking the holes in the ball where the legs will eventually go. Now I can cover the second side of the ball with the second car cloth, repeating the same steps that I made with the first side of the ball. Add some glue, stick the cloth down, and then start adding more glue and sticking more of the cloth down, being sure to stretch the cloth as I go. And I skip adding glue over the holes that I made for the legs. When I finish covering the second side, I will cut away the excess cloth. Then I want to clean up the edges of the fur on the snowman, so I'm just cutting the fur down as closely as I can to the ball. Now I can attach the legs. I fill the hole on the ball with hot glue and then push the leg into the hole. Then I fill the other hole with hot glue and then I push the body down onto the second leg. Now to make sure his little leg warmers stay up, I am adding glue to the inside edge of the warmers in the front and the back and sticking them to the snowman's body. To add the head, I will take an X-Acto knife and cut an opening at the top of the body in the fur, and then push the dowel down into the body where I cut that opening. Then I place the snowman head next to the dowel and mark the dowel where it needs to be cut. I pull the dowel out and cut it down to size. Then I add hot glue to the bottom of the dowel and then push it down into the hole. Now I'm going to push the head down onto the dowel and then pull it back off so I can add hot glue, and then I push it back onto the body. Now this guy needs some arms. For the arms, I am using the second sock. I cut the heel and toe area off of the sock and then cut the remaining piece in half. Then I glue the unfinished edges of the pieces together with the right sides touching and then turn them right side out once the glue has cooled. Now I'm taking 2 large pom-poms and I'm going to wrap some of that remaining car cloth around each one. I bunch the ends of the cloth together and tie some embroidery thread around the bunched up area and then cut off the excess fabric. These will be the snowman's hands. Now I'm trying to figure out how to attach his hands to his arms. First I take a piece of felt and I glue one of the ends and then roll the rest of it up and then stuff it into the sock sleeve. Then I cut down the felt so that it will fit inside of the sleeve. But then I decide that I want to wrap the felt around the top of the hand and glue the bottom edge of the felt to the hand as I am wrapping it so that there is no gap in between the hand and the felt arm. I cut the arm down to 3 inches, but I think I should have made it a little longer so it filled out more of the sleeve. So if you make this, you might want to make yours a little bit longer than I did. Then I stuff the arms and the hands into the sleeves. Now I'm going to make the snowman scarf. I had this fat quarter in my stash that I had got from Walmart and I thought it would be cute for the snowman to have a scarf with snowmen on it. To make the scarf, I'm folding the fabric in 3 inches and then I fold it over 2 more times. Then I end up unfolding it 1 time and I'm going to make my cut about 1 inch away from the fold. I'm going to run a line of hot glue along the cut edge and then glue it to the folded fabric, and this will be the back side of the scarf. Now before adding the scarf, I need to attach the snowman's arms. I'm going to glue the top edge of the sleeve to the snowman where his head and body meet, and then I will add more glue to close up the top of the sleeve. Then I will add some more glue to the inside of the arm and then position it on the body the way that I want it and then stick it down. And then I repeat the same steps with the other arm. For the tails of the scarf, I am taking another piece of snowman fabric and folding it over 2 inches this time. I folded it over twice and then I cut about 1 inch away from the folded fabric, and then I'll run a line of hot glue along the edge and then stick it to the folded fabric. I'm going to fold this finished piece of fabric in half unevenly, making one side about 1 inch longer than the other, and then cut it where I folded it. Then I will finish off the ends of the 2 tails by folding them under and gluing them. Now I'm taking the larger 3-inch wide scarf piece that I made earlier and wrapping it around the snowman's neck and then cutting it shorter. Before gluing the main scarf piece around his neck, I am going to glue on the longer of the 2 scarf tails. I want the scarf to look like it has been tied around his neck, so I'm going to have one tail underneath the main piece, and the other coming up and over the main piece. I'm going to pinch the tail piece in half and glue it at the center to make a fold in the tail so that it's not so flat. Then I am going to glue the top edge of the tail closed. Then I will glue the tail to the snowman right where his body and head meet and right over the top edge of the arm. Now I'm closing up the ends of the neck piece. I don't want the hot glue to make the ends stiff and rigid, so right after I press the ends together and before the glue hardens, I am scrunching up the ends while the glue cools. I wrap the scarf around the snowman's neck and then fold the unfinished edge under and then glue it so that the unfinished edges will point in towards the neck. Then I scrunch the scarf while the glue is cooling. Then I will just glue the scarf down to the snowman in a couple of spots in the back. Now I want to add the second scarf tail. I pinch it together at the top and glue to make a fold, and then glue the top edges together. To add this tail to the scarf, I will run a line of hot glue on the underside top edge of the scarf, then fold it over the top neck piece of the scarf and then glue it on the inside of the neck piece. Now for the final step, I am just going to glue the tails down to the snowman in a few spots so they will stay put. Now that I have done that, I can finally say that this project is complete. I know this project was kind of long, but I think the result was well worth all of the steps because I think he is absolutely adorable. If you guys stuck with me through this entire project, leave me a little snowman emoji in the comments section. For the second project, we will be using one of these round glass bowls from the Dollar Tree, the same snowman head ornament we used in the first project, one of these round ornaments from the Dollar Tree, a mini Santa from Hobby Lobby, these mini trees from the Dollar Tree, these trees that I pulled off of these little red trucks from the Dollar Tree, and some red fabric. First, I am taking a couple of the smaller trees and pulling them off of their stands. Then I am pulling the trees off of the red trucks and sticking them into the stands that I pulled off of the smaller trees. Now I have two different sized trees. Now I'm going to glue the trees down inside of the glass bowl, and I am alternating the sizes. Then I will glue a little Santa in front of the trees. I had some hot glue strands, so I'm just using my tweezers to pick those out. After looking at my winter scene, I decided it needed a couple more trees, so I'm going to add one more of the larger ones and one more of the smaller ones to the bowl. Then I'm going to add some of this faux snow that I got from the Dollar Tree to the bowl, and I'm just using my tweezers to help me push the snow around where I want it. Then I decided it looked a little empty, so I'm going to add a little more snow. Now I'm taking the round ornament and removing everything from it, so I'm left with a styrofoam ring. If you want to use thinner fabric, you will probably just want to leave the white fur on the ornament, and you'll see why in just a second. I have this scrap piece of red fabric, and I am going to cut it in half into 2 pieces. The easiest way to do this is to just make a small cut at one end and then tear it in half. Now I'm going to glue the end of the fabric to the styrofoam and then wrap it around the ring until I get to the other end of fabric. When I reach the other end, I will glue it down and then start again with a new piece of fabric. This is where I realized that I should have just left the fur attached to the ring. The snowman's head sinks too far down into the ring. If I would have just covered the fur with the red fabric, it would have been thicker and the head would have sat up higher in the ring. So now for plan B. I'm going to use this pet blanket that I had on hand that I got from the Dollar Tree to recover the ring. First I cut off the finished edge and then I cut a strip off of the fleece blanket. Then I am just going to glue it and wrap it around the ring like I did with the red fabric. And if you hadn't already guessed, the ring will be the snowman's scarf. Now I'm going to cut one more strip, fold it at an angle, and glue it to the inner area of the ring. This will be the tails for the scarf. And then I am going to glue the snowman's head to the scarf ring. Then I set the head and scarf on the bowl and decide how long to cut the tails. After cutting the tails, I will cut a little fringe at the bottom of each tail. To attach the head to the bowl, I first tried putting hot glue along the top edge of the bowl. But after only getting a little of the hot glue on, I was afraid it was drying, so I stuck the head down to the bowl. Then I was afraid it wasn't attached well enough, so I pulled it off. This actually helped me to see where I needed to put the glue on the ring in order for it to adhere properly to the bowl. So now I will use that dried glue on the bottom of the ring as a guide to where I need to add glue to the ring. I add glue all around the inside of the ring and then stick it down to the bowl, and this project is complete. What do you guys think of this one? I just love how you can take the same ornament from the Dollar Tree and make two entirely different projects. That's it for today, but stay tuned because I have one more Snowman DIYs video coming out next week. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it's inspired you. If you did enjoy the DIYs that I've shared with you today, then please show me some love by subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, giving me a thumbs up, commenting, or even sharing this video with anyone that you think might enjoy it. And I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!